Hi guys, Steve up here at the property. Specifically, I'm at the island. And today what I wanted to do was repair the bridge. Because if you look at the end, I mean, it's lined with what looks like, I don't think they're 2x4s. I'm gonna have to get my tape measure and measure them. There's like a piece of plywood at the end. I guess maybe he ran out of wood or it broke or got ripped up somehow. But a bad repair, so I'm gonna have to get rid of the plywood, replace it with some 2x4s or whatever the heck that is, and get rid of the thorn bush at the end. And then I'm going to run the lawnmower out there and cut the lawn on the island. I want to make it a nice place. The wife had suggested putting out some a couple of benches so you could sit out there. Plus, it's probably a nice place to fish from. The lake, the pond gets deep right off, a few feet off the end of the island there. The ultimate plan is to put a floating dock off the island with a little, I guess, pathway, little floating dock walkway to get out to the big square floating dock. I don't know, maybe like 20 feet, 30 feet or so, right where it's really deep, so maybe we can go swimming and do some fishing. So let's find out what size planks these are and get to work. Okay, first thing, we're right here by the island, and one thing I do have some concern over is that hornet's nest. I mean, nothing's come out and bothered me, and they don't look like bees. I mean, they look like big horseflies. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna leave it alone. One thought was, I mean, we're right here by the driveway. I could drive over with my pickup truck right underneath it, go up there with a big, thick lawn and leaf bag, cover it up, snip the little branch, tie off the bag, and throw it off into the woods. But then again, they're not bothering me, so I think it's best to leave them alone. All right, let's get back to work. Brought out a 2x4. Not a chance. I think these are probably 2x6s. Yeah. All right, so I need to cover 20 inches, and they're about 2 feet wide. So I'll go to Home Depot, get some outdoor quality lumber. Before I go, I'll take care of this thorn bush. I want to show you guys what I was dealing with. I mean, this is no joke. I like to fall into this. Well, I got the vast majority of it. I didn't rip it out by the roots, so I'm sure some of it will spring up. I just wanted to make it go away so I could walk past there without getting ripped apart. All right, let's go to Home Depot and get some wood. Oh, and these pruning shears were my parents. This got to be 50 years old at least. Still do the job. All right, guys, I just got back from the Home Depot. I was able to get the 2x6s, and I got some 3-inch sheetrock screws. I mean, they say the deck screws are better, but these things will last plenty. And I just didn't want to spend the money, and I don't know how long I'm going to keep this bridge. I might replace it with something better. We'll see. This bridge is made from what I believe is 2 telephone poles with just 2x6s hammered into it. So I'm going to rip up the broken one at the end and replace it with the new lumber I just bought. Lots of bluegills in here now, probably chasing the minnows I just put in. Wow. A million ants. One of the 2 telephone poles, the end here, is pretty rotten. I'm going to give that area a few minutes for the ants to disperse. I mean, there's a ton there. I don't know what's going on with that end of that telephone pole. Maybe it's not a telephone pole. Maybe it's just a tree, and he just rolled it out there. Who knows? All right, let me give it a few minutes and let it calm down. In the meantime, I'll cut up the 2x6s I have, and I think this is going to be a temporary fix. But you know, the lumber and sheetrock screws were 20 bucks, so I'm not spending a lot of money for temporary repair. I mean, it's crazy with ants. I'll bring you out there. You know what? I'll grab the leaf blower and we'll try that. Maybe I could blow the ants into the water and give the fish something to eat. Well, here's a hole, so I believe they've got their little home underground, and I don't think they were living just like underneath that piece of plywood. They're living in a subterranean kingdom that they made for themselves. And you know, I'm blowing them and they're just coming out of the hole, and there's a ton there. I'll give it a couple of minutes. I'll blow it again. I'll blow it a few times. I just don't want to kneel over there and be covered with ants. So I'll give it a couple seconds, use the blower again, and eventually I'll just screw in those 2x6s and then cut the lawn. I'm gonna have to, it's rotten, that end of that pole, so I'm gonna have to get something to put underneath the slats so it sits somewhat even. Okay, what you're going to see is not the recommended repair for this bridge. I just want to temporarily repair it so I can get over there, cut the lawn, and maybe for a year or two, have a way to get onto the island so I can do some fishing. My wife wants to put, like a little bench out there, and it's rotten. This is not going to last a whole heck of a lot longer. I can, it's only a foot deep here, but I'd like to make a decent bridge to put here. So I'll have to think on it. But for now, I'm just going to, cobble something together just so I can get over. So I know this isn't the best thing, but it's going to be temporary. Now that I see how bad this is, I shouldn't have wasted the money on the pressure treated wood. Okay, you missed the last few minutes. The end there is kind of rotten, so that last piece is kind of just flimsy. I just got a couple of small logs and put on the other side, just so that it's not such a drop off and I could just roll the lawnmower on and off the bridge easier. What happened was the phone overheated, It's not that hot. Well, it's 80 degrees, and I guess with the phone bent over, aiming down, the back of the phone is black, so maybe it just, that's why I got overheated. So I'm gonna try to cut the lawn now. I'll leave the camera on. If it gets overheated, you'll lose me. But here we go. Got this Craftsman lawnmower from a guy just a couple of blocks away. He had a big sign in front of his place, mowers for sale. He repairs, and I guess buys and sells lawnmowers. And this thing's been great, 60 bucks. All right, let's get to work.
Okay, it's done for the most part. Now, I can't get too close to the edge because there are rocks and that can cause a real big problem. I have something going on over here. This is like an old seat bottom something, and I tried moving it, but that's not going anywhere. And I'll try to show you what I'm talking about with the ants. See, they're going in and out of those holes, so I may have to do something to get rid of them. I don't know if they're harmful or not. I don't know. But I got some cleaning up to do here. There's some bottles and cans pushed into the ground, so I'm gonna have to get up here and dig them out. Like, here's a couple of cans. And this is, I think this will be a better place to fish from. You know, it's really nice here. I'm glad that I finally got around to cutting this lawn. I'm really tired and I'm hot, but what I'll do is I'll use the winch from the truck and I'll pull this out and then I'll cut the lawn. The lawnmower over there made a real strange sound and quit running right at the end when I was done. And I tried starting it, it wouldn't. I pulled it once. I'm exhausted. I want to fight with it. I'll come up here in another week and I'll cut the rest of the lawn because it's looking kind of high. And I'll rip that thing out. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I'll see you next time.